you talking about. There's still something else with that. That's what she said. She said, say less. Say less. 'Cause you already got me, baby.
It's week 16 of the NFL, and we've got the Giants' rookie running back. He's the NFL's ultimate red zone back and your leader in rushing touchdowns. It's the Giants and the Falcons, and it's
the National Football League, presented by EA Sports. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Leading him out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Ole Miss.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and the rankings, they don't matter to him very much, but I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number one, including himself.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Let's go!
The numbers for him from a week ago: 11 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play, and I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams, because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
You talk about this Falcon defense. This crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Malik Neighbors, 68 yards. And the Giants need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a glance here at the southpaw, who will be calling the plays under center.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And looking to throw, Penix. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. Dexter Lawrence in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd.
Here we go, here we go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Pulled in at the 24. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Malik Neighbors. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Falcons offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point of the season. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And Pitts is going to pick up a Falcons first down as he'll take this up close to midfield. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. And he'll be taken down after big yardage, but folks, there is a flag down, and they're already walking this one back. Well, so much for the first down.
And they coulda, woulda, shoulda had a first down, but my English teacher's not going to be happy with this one. They didn't.
Robinson up the middle. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with 3rd and long. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
The Giants offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's played well all year long as he enters the home stretch of the season as the NFL leader in touchdown passes. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Let's go. 19 tight. 19 tight.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's caught downfield by Neighbors. And all the way down to the 37. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Looking to throw.
A throw right side caught by Neighbors.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Second and a couple.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They'll look to throw again. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
He has really thrown the ball well here in this first half. You see the numbers, up over 200 passing yards already.
Back to throw again. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Giants take a 3-touchdown lead.
Gano the extra point, and it's now 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
21-0 our score after. Back now in Atlanta's second quarter action. The Falcons with the football.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2.
As they've got it as we resume action.
And complete to Drake London.
His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from
to the right side and intercepted.
And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And it just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The Giants offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's had a knack for finding the end zone all season long. His numbers reflect that. Here we are in the month of December, and he sits atop the NFL leaderboard in terms of rushing touchdowns.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And quickly into the hands of Robinson.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 2nd and 1.
Open man is the rookie, Theo Johnson.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. In motion goes the tight end. Back to throw now on first down. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Back to throw. That's complete to Robinson. Pitch and catch there good for 13. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Let's go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 28-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through the...
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27th.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training.
Touchdown! Jalen Hyatt, 27 yards. And the Giants have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Gano the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll throw with Penix.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
It's Deontay Banks with it. And the Giants are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A big play there for the Giants. 47 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Back to throw here. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown.
Oh, my Lord.
Malik Neighbors on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Giants have taken a 6-touchdown lead. And this is turning out to be something to monitor as this game goes along. That's now 3 touchdown catches for him here in this first half alone.
Gano for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Fighting through at the 25.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Falcons ready to take over.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Here's Penix. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 35.
Here we go, Shaq.
To the air, Penix. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
That's complete to Mooney.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down.
Looking to throw, Penix.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
The Giants' offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw here on first down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
Malik Neighbors
on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Giants will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the route is on here in this first half. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And it's the Patriots with this one well in hand at halftime. Ramondre Stevenson with a couple of touchdowns there. From there, we'll make the trip down to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Tennessee Titans. 2 touchdowns there for Jonathan Taylor. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City
see what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. A good performance from Caleb Williams, the rookie, with 2 touchdown passes. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half. Because this one's already close to being in the bag, if it's not already.
All right, Coach,
Final
thanks very
adjustments
much.
being
Fine
made for the
work as
second.
always.
Whether they'll
Welcome you
amount to
back
much
for
in a
quarter
game
number
that's
3.
already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, that counts as a forward pass. And then you can say to him, look at that. You completed 3, 4, 5 in a row. Now you've got to get your confidence going.
2nd and 5.
Let's go now. Roll. Hey, check that.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
Able to push his way through. Still going. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
40 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Check, Panther.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Giants are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown.
Malik Neighbors.
47 yards.
And the Giants take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. And that touchdown, his 5th touchdown grab of the game, and that ties him with Jerry Rice from 1990, Kellen Winslow Sr. from 1981, and Bob Shaw back in 1950 for the most receiving touchdowns in a single NFL contest.
Gano now following the touchdown, here to kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Locates Mooney on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And looking to throw, Penix. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. New York's offense back out there and set to go. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Falcons are
Oh, Jesse seen enough of that shit, huh?
at their own 33.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced a mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Now Penix. Got London on a slant. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Let's go now. Take go.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. That's caught downfield by Neighbors. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That one taken in by Neighbors. There he goes again, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Malik Neighbors, 58 yards. And the Giants extend their fourth quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Yet another trip to the end zone, and that last one, a bit of history. He has now broken the NFL record for most receiving touchdowns in a single game. Gano now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And here now come the Falcons. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Complete to Mooney on the slant. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 43. He'll look to throw.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Giants are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Let's go. Buffalo 18.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Left side, he's got Robinson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
19 tack, track at 60.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in. And that touchdown is going to put him in a class all by himself. His 6th receiving touchdown in this one. The most by one player in one game in the history of the National Football League. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
70 range.
Back to throw again. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. The Giants on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw again. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is caught, that they say, out of bounds. It would have been a 1st down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll go play action here with Penix. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Let's go now.
On 3rd down, Penix from the gun. And he is caught. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll throw with Penix. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. From the 41, here's 2nd down and 2. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll find McLeod on the right side complete. 7 yards there and a first down. Throwing again, Penix. And he's got the hook up to McLeod. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the...
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Brian Burns able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Giants are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up.
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 57 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
19 Lions.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Gano for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Atlanta regains possession of the football. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Here's Penix.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a...
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 41.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete with a penalty flag here on the field. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that thing go. So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors.
The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great.
And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.